We love talking about music. Arrow.net, ARROE.net. We are unplugged and totally uncut with BrittanyBree from The Voice.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm sitting here in an RV. That was my dog in the background. We're overlooking a lake, and she doesn't like people walking by the RV.
I get it.
Your name has a ring to it. Do you ever just sit back and just practice saying your name? Because this is the way you want to be introduced when you go into a performance at Madison Square Gardens.
Absolutely. You know, the name BrittanyBree actually came from my middle name. My middle name is Brene. Now, you know, that's a different name my father gave me.
Yeah.
But I took the first of that name and my name, Brittany and Bree, and put it together, and it just rung bells to me. And I was like, I like that. So that's where the name BrittanyBree came from. I ran with it.
How did your family respond to that? Because when I switched my name to Arrow, my family didn't warm up to that very easily. They were like, "What are you doing, man?"
Yes, absolutely. My family is like, who's BrittanyBree? I know Brittany Black, but, you know, because my last name is Black. Who's BrittanyBree? And so, you know, and they was like, BrittanyBree. And even I had to kind of get used to it when people was like, BrittanyBree. And I was like, who's that? I was like, oh, that's me.
And then
even on stage, I said my name, but you couldn't tell. I said my name, and then I was like, BrittanyBree.
Becoming BrittanyBree, is it not like also acting and things like that you've got to come into that character and you've got to understand that BrittanyBree does have a personality?
Absolutely. You definitely, they would always say that about me on the show. I stepped into character. And so being an artist, it comes with the territory of stepping into that role and being that person. So
yeah, because I mean, your mind, body, and soul have designed the path that BrittanyBree is supposed to be on. Now it's okay. Let's go bring it to life.
Right. Absolutely.
So
I feel like I'm walking in my destiny, being BrittanyBree.
So then, what happens when you're in, let's say, the battle rounds and stuff like that, and Brittany Black has got to talk with the collaborating partner, or is it BrittanyBree that shows up and you've got two personalities with a collaborating partner?
I think I'm the same all the way around.
Okay.
It's when I talked, I'm the same person. I was being asked. I don't know. I'm the same.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm always goofy. I'm always cracking a joke. No matter what, no matter how serious it is, I'll crack a joke in and then I'll bounce right back. So maybe you could say that I do or I don't, but BrittanyBree is an artist and I'm just me. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Well, I'm glad you said artist. I love that's not a word that people tend to use anymore. They do the performance or they do the gig or things like that. But to call yourself an artist is a beautiful place.
Absolutely. I have to call myself an artist because to step out of gospel into secular, that made me realize that I was an artist.
Yeah.
Because not everybody can sing every genre of music and kill it. And so it woke up something in me to know that, oh man, because I never really sung secular music, to know that I can do both. I don't just have to stay in one lane. And that's what makes an artist an artist.
What happened to you when you went from gospel music to secular music? Because I mean, we've all seen those movies where family members were like going, "Well, really, Brittany, what's going on here? What's wrong with the gospel?"
Nothing is wrong with the gospel. What I think is sometimes there are situations or scenarios that we go through in life that secular caters to that gospel necessarily doesn't. I feel like in gospel doesn't talk about some of the everyday issues that we experience, and so we have to go to secular to get that sound and that feeling.
Yeah.
That gospel is not necessarily presenting, and so I want to kind of be a bridge to that. Of course, I'll never stray away from gospel, but there are just some things that gospel music doesn't talk about that secular talks about, and a love story or whatever the case is. You don't have the opportunity to hear that in gospel. And so if I'm going through a breakup or whatever I'm going through, sometimes you can go to secular and find any song to accommodate your feelings.
You were the first person to explain that to me like that. What a beautiful thing you just said. It just opens up the mind, the body, and the soul into really looking deeper into those lyrics. And it's not just a chorus that we're all going to be singing to.
Right. And so I want to be able to present music as an artist that bridges the gap in gospel and secular music. What we would never talk about in gospel that is talked about in secular. Yeah. Maybe I could introduce that in a gospel way, because like I said, when I was going through a breakup, of course I could listen to gospel music and get God, and God can get me through and all that good stuff. But at the same time, secular music spoke some things that gospel would never speak and say. And it's kind of like, this is exactly how I feel. Listen to this secular song, and I couldn't get that through gospel. Yeah. We put limitations on music and think, but music came from God, I believe so. Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. And then a song that you perform on NBC's The Voice is somebody who also has gone on that journey, Aretha Franklin. What was that like to be able to bring that song to life?
Oh my gosh, it was. At first, when we first got the song, me and Samara, I think I had like 2 hours to learn it because I knew it, but I didn't know it. Mm-hmm. And so I was freaking out, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is Aretha Franklin. So what am I going to do? And so it was beautiful to put our own twist on it, because I know En Vogue has their own. And so we were able as artists to come up with our own sound and present it with giving them something he could feel. And it was just awesome to me. Some said they liked it, some said they didn't like it, but I loved it.
See, that's what I love about the show, is that you guys get to break it down, but at the same time, you don't get to overdo it because you don't have time to overproduce something.
Right. One thing that John told us is to stay and stick with the melody of the song, because it was a popular song that everybody knew. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, to make it our own. So how do you do that? Stick with in the lines of what the originality is, but still make it your own. Yeah. That just goes back to say how much of an artist that you are when you can take the original version, but still make it your own, but still convey the message of this is this song. This came from Aretha.
Do you have to do research a little bit on the sights and the sounds, because it's like you go in and you can't just sing the lyrics, because then we'll pick up on that in an instant. But I mean, to go in there and get the history of Aretha, to mix it in with the what John is sharing with you and stuff like that, and then you've got to bring it together.
Absolutely, I had to go look up some things and study her a little more to understand myself as an artist. Yeah. Because she was an artist in her own right, and she had her own style. Like I was telling someone else, I want to be able to open up my mouth and people say, I know that's BrittanyBree. She has a certain sound. Yep. That's BrittanyBree. Even if they're not looking, but they're listening, to say that's BrittanyBree. Just like if you were not looking but listening, you would say that's Aretha Franklin.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a very busy person away from that microphone. I mean, you got 2 jobs, and you've got 2 babies.
Yes, absolutely. Their grandmothers are a very big support and help to me. Good. Because I work so much. I work for Allstate as an assistant adjuster, and FedEx ground packaging. And so it's very busy with Allstate. It's a 12-hour shift, no days off.
Oh, my God.
And so, but it's only seasonal, like when there's a national catastrophe or a storm. Yeah. So I work a lot with that when there's storms and hurricanes and tornadoes and rainstorms, ice storms, whatever type of national catastrophe there is. We go in and we work. And when I'm not working there, I'm working for FedEx. So it could be a lot.
Wow, I got to get real serious with the Allstate thing. When you, in other words, you go into when people's lives are at their absolute worst, a girl of God goes in and brings peace to those people that need someone who's going to listen and to help them get back on their feet again.
Absolutely. You have so many people calling in because their roof has caved in or their house is not livable, and you have to take that time to be, like you said, a person's peace. Because they've lost their houses or they have to get them fixed and so on and so forth. So I do a lot of scheduling for my adjusters to go out to inspect the homes. But at the same time, I have to sit on the phone for hours and listen to people talk about their living situation and how they have to move from their house or buy a new house or get the whole house redone. So it can be trying, but because I'm a people's person and I love people, to be able to talk to them and bring peace to a situation or reassure them that everything is going to be all right is one thing that I love to do versus singing. I can do it in another way versus singing. And so that means a lot to me because I just love people and I sing with so much emotion and conviction. I want them to feel that same emotion and conviction without me having a mic in my hand and me just being a people's person.
Oh my God! And then you also work with FedEx, and it's like you got to tell me the secret. How does FedEx do it? How can they get it there to your house on time?
Oh, I work in the warehouse, so I'm unloading the trucks and working on the lines.
Wow. I got to ask you a question on that part because FedEx wanted to hire me last year, and they go, can you load 1,000 packages onto the truck? And I said, I don't know. I've never tried it before. I mean, did you? How do you load those? I mean, how do you answer a question like that if you've never done it? But yet at the same time, I mean, that company is major league.
Oh, yeah. So there are different sides in FedEx. You can go to small packaging or you can go to the big packaging side. Right now they have me unloading tires and refrigerators and couches and some days I'm just like, FedEx, I can't do it today. You leave. To me, it's like a workout, though. It's like you get paid to work out. That's all you do is go and throw boxes all day. And when you come out, you've been sweating and you finally lost a couple of pounds, too. So I just look at it as it's a workout every day for me.
You're so right about that because last September, because I was in the middle of a pandemic and I wanted to be with people, I took on a job at a grocery store. Nobody understands how physical working at a grocery store is. I've lost 17 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Right. Absolutely. Every time I want to lose weight, FedEx is the place to go.
It's so true. And what do you do with all the body aches? Because every morning I wake up, I'm like, oh, my God. Oh.
Yes. It feels like that you've been ran over with a truck. The next morning you wake up, you don't feel it till the next day, especially dealing with large packages. The only thing I can really do is take a hot bubble bath. Other than that, and then your body kind of gets used to it after a certain time frame.
So when you create or you sit in a studio with Ed Sheeran, what is that vibe about? Because everybody brings their story forward, but the thing is, they're interested in your story, your success.
Oh my gosh, I love the way he talks. He has outside of singing, he has a beautiful accent. Mm-hmm. He's dope. He's just very chill and very relaxed and laid back. And what I like about him is he sees the areas of opportunity in a song for it to be fantastic. And he just, he's dope. I've seen him take some songs and he say, well, let's move this around. Let's take this instrument out. Let's use this. Let's, just only use piano here. He really listens to your voice and finds the best thing that works for your voice to make it be seen and shine through. That's what I like about him. Wow.
Now, is there a ritual that you do before you go out on that stage? Is there something that you do no matter what? You have to do it before you go out there and share your vocals.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Pray and talk to God. That's the thing. Even in my blind audition, before I went up, to sing, I was like, okay, God, it's me and you. I was like, you gonna have to show up because, I feel like I'm really nothing without God. And if he didn't show up on this stage, I felt like I would just be singing and making noise. So I really think that it's through him that I move, live, and have my being. And without him, I would be nothing. And so I just really felt like my spirit, his spirit, was with me and within me, because there's a difference in just singing and what we would say singing.
Yeah.
And so I believe that the singing part came from God, because I can sing, but with him I can sing.
There you go. You got to come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you, Brittany.
Absolutely. I would definitely love to come back.
Excellent. Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. You have a wonderful day.